What's up, guys, gals, and Book Nook Pals? It's Plug the Bunny with another video for you today. This is a late entry into our Book Nook Electronics series, specifically about how to bypass the touch sensor on a Book Nook and replace your AAA battery box with a AA battery box or any battery box with a permanent on-off, which you can then use with the battery eliminator featured in the last video. It's a pretty straightforward process, but there's been a bunch of people on the subreddit requesting how to do it, so I figured since we have the new event going on with Cutebee and their wonderful Japan City Walk series, these little shops, which are great, we would go through how to do one. So this shop is pretty cool. The door opens right there. There's a little touch sensor, if I can get it. There we go, turning the light on inside. This one was a lot of fun, except folding these fans was an absolute nightmare. I hope to never have to do it again. But the kit itself was a lot of fun. It's beautiful. Lots of room inside to customize it, and stuff you could do on the outside as well. A couple little cute balconies and a nice flat roof that you could put stuff on. Windows on two of the sides. And the door that closes. But as you saw, the touch sensor itself is finicky, and I like to automate all my Book Nooks so they can turn on simultaneously. I think it's really magnificent when 30 Book Nooks light up at the same time, though my actual number is probably closer to double that at this point, but that's neither here nor there. So let's go through. We got everything laid out, what we need. It's not too complicated a process. You do not need these chopsticks and napkins. That's for lunch. What you do need is a new battery box. Okay, I got these off of Amazon. I will put a link to them in the description. This is just a AA battery box. They come in, I get them in a 10-pack. Instead of 2 AAAs, it switches to 2 AAs, and then you can either just have more power and use this on-off switch, or like I said, you can, so it's right there, you can use a battery eliminator and plug it into a smart outlet, and like in the previous video, and automate it. All right, we have 2 AA batteries to go with them. These are heat shrink butt connectors. They're self-soldering. So the cool thing about this is, while you actually don't need the self-soldering part, these are heat shrink tubes. So these are for 24 gauge. Which is approximately the gauge of wires we're using here. If you're doing a more complicated kit with more LED wires that you're trying to splice together, you may need a bigger gauge, and then sometimes I cut this small tube and make a collar on one side so one side will fit. Like if you're doing a one wire to a bunch of LEDs, it's going to be bigger on one side and smaller on the other, so you might have to stack these inside each other to fit. But the cool thing about these is they're you heat them up with a heat gun or a Bic lighter in a steady hand, and they will shrink and hold in place. You can twist the wires together, and as long as the connection is good, they'll hold it in place. I think these work a lot better than those little tape strips that they have in these boxes. I don't like those at all. The solder in the middle, so this little silver ring in the middle is solder, which means as it shrinks around it, it gives it a better connection, and it really makes sure that you're getting good transmission between the 2 wires, so that ensures a stronger, longer connection. All right, so we have the battery box, we have the batteries, we have the heat shrink connectors, we have the heat gun, and then we have a set of wire cutters / strippers. And those are what we're going to use to cut and strip the wires. So, all right, first step is going to be, we need to access, let's prop this up with something. We need to access our battery on the back of the kit. Let's find something good to prop it up on. There we go, that'll work. All right, so we're gonna take our battery box, take it out from the back, pop our batteries out, put them somewhere so we lose them. That's right, I said what I said. Oh, see, you dropped one already. All right, so this kit, we're lucky. There's a lot of extra wires in all of these kits, which is neat. In some kits, you may be dealing with a lot smaller length of wire, and so you have to do your cuts close, so it gives you the most amount of real estate to work with. So we're going to take the touch sensor wire out, and we're going to just put it to the side. We really don't need this anymore. If you're running out of space, you can snip this pretty close. Or you can just tuck it back in there if you don't want to do extra work. Now, if you know ahead of time and you're comfortable ahead of time that you're not going to use this, you can just not wire it in at all and just leave these LEDs for the end. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just, you know, leave it till the end so I can display it for a while if I'm building it at work. So next comes the hardest part. We have to make this non-functioning, right? Because in order to connect this to the battery box, we're not going to use the jumper. So we're going to take our wires cutters and go at the end part where it cuts, and we're going to remove that connector from the wires. So now we have a red and a black wire here, and on our battery box we have a red and a black wire. And I bet you guys can guess what we're going to do next. So this one is, I believe, a 26 gauge. So we're going to go up 2, and we're going to strip off a little bit. I don't think I grabbed enough. We'll grab a little bit more. Good. Okay. Do the same thing with the red wire. Okay, we're going to twist it just so we get one solid piece. Twist it so we get one solid piece. Now we're going to repeat the same thing with our battery box. So this is a little bit bigger, so we're going to go down to the 24. All right. And make sure that wire's straight at the end so you don't get hooked. All right, again, we're going to twist it, and we're going to twist it. So, don't do what I usually do and forget to put this on before you connect the wires, because after you connect the wires, obviously you can't slip it over the edge to get it on. So I'm going to do one and then the other. So, just going to twist these wires as best I can. Alright, and then I'd like to just roll it around the center just to keep the wire, you know, just as much of a connection as possible. Though if you were to have it run down the length of one of the wires, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, these wires are built to handle the electrical current so that the collar will cover it. And if you look, that's our connection point. And I'm going to try and stop so that solder is right over that connection point. I want to connect them both before I heat shrink them together, just to make sure there's no shorts in the wires and the connections are good. So again, we're going to feed. We're going to try. Let's see, let's twist this up again so we get a nice, good, solid piece. Maybe. Nice little guy at the end. There you go. There we go. Alright, we're gonna feed this through. Take our wires. Line them up. Oh, crisscross applesauce. Twist them together. Wrap them around. Again, making sure that that solder point is over the connection. So we'll take our 2 AA's. Put them in, and then if everything was hooked up right and I didn't waste time making this video, when I flip this switch, the light will come on and off. Perfect. All right, so now the fun part, which is going to be a little loud for you guys, so I apologize. You might want to turn your volume down. I'm just going to take the heat gun, and I'm just going to explain to you what I'm going to do ahead of time, just in case you can't hear it with the fan on. So you're going to move it back and forth, trying to get even heat distribution around the circumference of the wires. so that all parts of it contract. Once you see the white parts start to like soften and smush out, that usually means you have a good connection. So we're just going to do that for both of the pieces, and I will start talking again when that's done. Now this can take a minute, depending on how cold the room is. I want to thank all the people who have subscribed to the channel so far. Honestly, this was initially just made as a place to host the videos so I could post them to the subreddit, but I'm super happy to have you guys all here and enjoying the content that I'm making. If you have suggestions for kits you'd like to see unboxed, or videos like you'd like to see me make, topics you'd like to see me make videos on rather, please let me know and I will get on that. Okay guys, so these are going to be hot to the touch just for a second. I mean, they're a little warm. They're not going to, probably won't burn you. It's not the funnest. Alright, so we're just going to let it cool down just a second. You can jiggle it back and forth like that if you want. But again, pop these bad boys back in, flip the switch to on, and we have a nice lit up Book Nook or DIY miniature or whatever little piece of electronics you're working on. All right, so now we've completely bypassed the touch sensor, so this does not work anymore, which means you can keep the door closed, keep the dust out, and you don't have to worry about it. Plug this into your battery eliminator and plug your battery eliminator into a smart outlet, and you can control this with your voice. This is one of the 8 kits from Cute Bee's Japan City Walk series. This one is the Tsukino Iogido. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, and I apologize to anyone whose native language I just butchered. I will put a link to this kit as well as all of the other kits from this series in the comments, along with all of the tools you saw in today's video. There is an event going on right now with this series over on the Book Nook subreddit where you get 20% off if you buy this with any other items. 20% off all of your items if you buy any from this series and anything else. Then you come over to the subreddit, submit proof of purchase, and you get entered in a chance to win one of a whole bunch of Book Nooks. So for every 10 people that participate, we're giving away 2, which is a 20% chance of winning a free pretty much anything from Cute Bee. So come on over to the subreddit, have fun wiring your stuff up, build some Book Nooks. We also got a charity event going on the subreddit, so come check that out too. Both of the events are pinned as posts on the top of the Reddit, and I hope to see you guys soon. So for now, this is Pluck the Bunny saying good looking, good nooking.